Originating in France in 1924, the Winter Olympic Games offer a chillier, more slippery, and significantly more clothed alternative to the iconic Summer Olympic Games. With the 2026 Games set to take place in Milano-Cortina, Italy, February 6th to the 22nd, the Great Pop Culture Debate wanted to take the ski lift and take in the whole competition as we attempt to name the best Winter Olympic sporting event. You know, it feels like decades since I went clubbing with my friends Nancy Kerrigan and Tanya Harding. I want to get the tasteless jokes out of the way early this time. I'm your host, Eric Rezsnyak. Please welcome my panelists for this episode. First, she's been sweeping rocks at the house for hours and still can't tap the hammer on the button. It's Joelle Boedecker, eh?
I tripped on the hack and face planted on the hog line, Eric. It's been a rough bonspiel. Sweep! Curl, curl, curl!
I understood virtually none of the words that you just said, but it's a delight to see you back, Joelle. Next, currently in 10th place after the technical program and skating to the Jurassic Park theme in the free skate, it's Kara Austin.
It's all tears and the kiss and cry for me, Eric. There's something wrong with these laces.
You know, it's funny. Kiss and cry is also how I describe my dating life. And finally, he showed up for figure skating and he stayed for the two-man luge. It's Trey Radu-Blackburn.
There's just something so thrilling about watching two men slide down a hill on top of each other in skin-tight suits.
Don't threaten me with a good time, Trey. And we have Derek Makita up in the producer booth wondering, what would Brian Boitano do? If you're curious about how we ended up with our bracket, become a Patreon supporter of our little show or listen to the 3-minute preview available wherever you listen to podcasts. And don't forget, you can head to this episode on greatpopculturedebate.com to find the listener bracket as well as all 16 nominated sports, so you can play along with us at home. While you're there, check out some of our other related episodes, including Best Summer Olympic Sport, Best Super Bowl Halftime Show, and Best John Williams Film Score, all available at greatpopculturedebate.com. And with that out of the way, the Olympic cauldron has been lit, and we are getting into these debates. First up, it's a unanimous victory for ultimate one-seed figure skating, which meant that 4-seed ski mountaineering is out of the bracket, which is frankly correct since 2026 will be its first ever year as part of the Winter Olympics. Does anyone want to discuss what ski mountaineering, aka ski-mo, even is? Joelle, I feel like this is something that you would know.
I thought I was going to be excited for it because I really got into rock climbing at the Summer Olympics.
Yes.
But it's not. I mean, it is, but it's not. They're on skis. I wrote it down because I actually don't quite know what it is. So it's a race involving climbing mountains on skis or by foot by descending on skis. So they go up and they go back down. It's the Englishman that went up a hill and came down a mountain, I guess. It's Hugh Grant. I was really hoping it was going to be more like rock climbing. That's all I can tell you.
I was interested until you said the nickname, and now I hate it.
Skimo?
Seriously. I was just like, oh.
Skimo. You really want to watch it?
That sounds like it came out in 1996.
It sounds like Screamo. It's like your mom trying to like, oh, they listen to that Skimo music.
I read the description of that like 4 different times. I was like, I still have no idea what the hell this is supposed to be.
It must be like a rocky terrain up and then like a straight path down. Like it just sounds like climbing a mountain.
Yeah,
but television gold.
I'm going to watch the hell out of it.
Are you? Good for you. It just sounds like a lot of work, you know? And even my knees
Compared to what? Compared to what
like a lot of work. From my couch,
on my couch.
It's a lot of work.
In my snuggie. I'm just like,
16.
I just
to learn
can't do
another sport to watch.
Right? I can't do it. Not in this economy. I can't do it.
Get one a decade, and we just learned about curling in 2018.
Thank you.
It's like someone didn't have enough money to get up Everest, and they're like, you know what? I'm going to make a sport.
Okay, so we will be moving figure skating on into round 2. Next, the panel is evenly split between 2 sloping sports, 2-seed alpine skiing and 3-seed snowboarding. Joelle, hit the pipe as you push for snowboarding. Kara, tell us why you feel the need for speed and for alpine skiing. Kara, please go first.
I think alpine skiing is like the quintessential winter Olympic sport. Like also just in general for winter sports. When you think of winter sports, you think of winter, like for alpine skiing or skiing in general. And I think there's no snowboarding without skiing going first. It's incredibly fast. I don't understand how you get so good at it because it seems like just you miss one of those gates. The terminology's been garbage. I'm telling you that straight out of the gate.
It's all right.
I think it is a gate. It's compelling to watch because of how fast and they miss one of those things by a centimeter and it's like 4 years of training done. You're out
in seconds.
And like, the crashes are spectacular. And I of course don't want anyone to get hurt, but when it happens, it happens. And it's like, what if falling at a high speed was a sport? I think it's also one of those sports that you see a lot more folks from other countries that you don't see all the time. Because I think since it's an individual sport, you can
Yeah.
have like one really good person from, I don't know, Malawi, and they excel at alpine skiing. So I think that's fun too.
Joelle, talk to us about snowboarding.
To your point, I think there was a point in time I was a big fan of snowboarding because it was such a U.S. dominated sport. Is that a priority these days? A little less so. But in the when it first got introduced, it was very exciting. So snowboarding is obviously newer. What I love about it is when they first introduced it, it was just the half pipe. So
Yes.
suddenly there's this cool skateboarding thing called a half pipe in the middle of a snow covered village, and everyone just immediately learned what the heck snowboarding's all about. And then they kept adding on, and they have really cool events now. There's snowboard cross, that one's super fun. There's the parallel half pipe, that's like two people trying to do it in sync, and I'm just like, how
Yep.
how and then big air they added, which some of these things were already a version in freestyle skiing or downhill, but like, I don't know, it's exciting to watch. It's the evolution, which is fun to take part in. I get why alpine skiing might win this, but gotta give one up for the double McTwist. That was Shaun White's whatever named thing.
Would moguls fall under alpine skiing too?
That's freestyle
okay?
skiing.
That's
Yeah.
freestyle skiing. All right.
Trey, are you going to go with
Yeah.
snowboarding or alpine skiing here?
Originally I was going with snowboarding, but then I kind of remember watching the Olympics back, and I'm like, oh, I always feel slightly underwhelmed when watching snowboarding sometimes. So I'm going to switch my vote over to alpine skiing.
Need for speed.
It's easier to understand alpine skiing. In snowboarding, there's some judging criteria that's
Skis
annoying.
go down. Skis go down.
Yeah,
They go down.
I
and they go
enjoy
down
snowboarding. I
Yes.
absolutely enjoy snowboarding, and I like the same way I enjoy watching skateboarding. But I feel like for a Winter Olympic sport,
Oh, I thought you said
skiing.
you enjoy snowboarding like yourself, like you on a mountain.
God, no.
Yes.
No,
Okay.
I've just started trying to skateboard. It's a lesson in humility.
I can believe that.
It's
yeah.
really at 43 years old. I recommend trying something like that so you really get in touch with yourself. Wear all your pads. If you ever thought you were good at anything, try skateboarding at 43.
Yeah, that's a no
You're
for me,
garbage.
dog. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say snowboarding to me is better than skateboarding at the Summer Olympics. I think it's just much more interesting, and the big air is like genuinely really cool. But one of my rubrics for this is like really important, like Olympic, like shocking moments. And I feel like you get more out of those out of alpine skiing than you do on snowboarding. And like I can remember watching, like there have been those races that are like seconds away from each other. And these are people who are like precision turns, incredible athletes. And it is really great television. And that's another huge one of my rubrics here is, are these sports that are exciting to watch on television? And I think alpine skiing genuinely is. Snowboarding is too.
Yeah.
And I do love like the skate park thing they have set up where they have to do like the various things. Like that is cool. But I think I'm giving alpine skiing the edge here. And it is the 2 seed. And Trey, you switched over to alpine skiing anyway, right?
Yes, I did.
All right. So
Can I plug something really quick for folks who've
100.
not watched?
Yep.
The Paralympic alpine skiing is an incredible competition. And I think
Yes.
the Paralympics get overlooked in general because
Always.
people tune out. But oh my God, please watch it. It's
I'm
phenomenal.
I'm so glad that I'm going to do a Peacock plug here. I'm so glad I am a Peacock subscriber because they do have so much more of the Paralympics on there than
Yeah.
like just regular broadcast NBC or ESPN even.
Yeah.
Sled hockey's another good one to look for.
Yes.
Awesome. Great plugs. Thank you both so much. That's amazing. We will be moving alpine skiing into round 2. Next, 2 more unanimous decisions as 1 seed ski jumping has soared over 4 seed cross country skiing, and 2 seed ice hockey has pucked up the chances of 3 seed skeleton. But does anyone want to speak on either cross country skiing or skeleton? I'll say this. Every time I watch skeleton, I keep thinking to myself, how did this come to be? Like, who was like, you know what sounds like a great idea? Let me hurdle down an ice hill with my head going first, mere inches away from death at any
was
moment.
Probably a man, and that's also why it's called skeleton.
Probably.
That's what you end up as, one way or another.
Like, what a crazy
Or your skeleton
sport,
is mangled or something.
Yeah.
Because it's like luge with left stuff.
It's
exactly.
It's
you're
luge,
basically
but
just laying
stupider
across,
somehow.
laying across the blades.
Yeah.
And nothing else.
Just crazy to
Unreal.
me. It's impressive.
Yeah.
Every time I watch it, like my sphincter contracts because I'm just like, bad things could very easily happen right here. On the other side, we have cross-country skiing, which is just, it's pleasant.
A nice day for a marathon in the woods.
Like in a high school 1,000 years ago, I was on the cross-country beat for the school paper, and I could not imagine being that bored and cold at the same time.
I thought you were going to say I was on the cross-country beat and I could not keep up. They had so much stuff going on.
No, my God, it was
I was Clark Kent out there with my little notebook.
No, it was just truly, all of them became like human interest stories because my gym teacher was a former Olympian. So like
amazing.
I talked to him mostly, and it was great stories from him. Oh, and a little bit of cross country. Never give me any skis with it.
Yeah, I just feel like cross-country skiing is like the Methodist of Olympic sports. It's just there, It's like
it's the Irish dancing. You can't tell you're skiing, but just don't look at the feet. Like
it's just if it was a potato salad, it would have raisins in it. It's just
well, let's move on to the next bracket, and I can tell you what'll spice it up.
Fair enough. All right. So with that being said, we are going to move ski jumping and I was going to say cross-country skiing. No, we just dragged her and ice hockey into round 2. Next, the bulk of the panel is looking to sweep 1-seed curling into the Elite 8, but Kara is taking her shot at 4-seed biathlon. Kara, do your best to keep this bracket from experiencing bi-erasure. Kara, please go first.
How do you save cross-country skiing? Give those assholes guns.
That is true.
Why? I don't know. But if you have Patreon subscribers, you heard this. I enjoy a multi-activity sport that has no reason. There might be a reason. The only reason I know that biathlon exists is that my grandmother liked Super Nintendo, had one, and bought the Lillehammer Winter Games game. I stayed with her for a week, and that's the only thing I could meddle in. I didn't know this was a sport until that point, and I have such a fun memory of that part of the summer. And
I became an athlete that day.
I was a biathlete that day. Little did I know. My Olympic record figured it out before I did. But it's just a weird combination. But it's also one of the because again, I've because of that I've paid attention to it, and it's like these people are trained really. I mean, they all train really hard, but it's very difficult. It's very difficult to gas yourself cross country skiing for that long, and then have to get in a position, hold a gun steady, and aim. And there's like, in no other part of my life do I enjoy guns. I am anti-gun and everything else except biathlon athletes. Give them the guns, give them their skis, and get out of their way.
I want to make this very clear. I know I was making fun of cross-country skiers. And I couldn't cross-country ski across the block. These people are all amazing compared to me. I'm terrible, and I admire all of their athletic ability. I love this origin story for you, Kara. I love Kara, the virtual biathlete, coming out. I hear what you're saying regarding, like, I wish it was, like, cross-country skiing and anything else. What if instead of guns, it was cross-country skiing and light bright decorations? Like,
absolutely, I'm in.
Let's make that happen.
Can we get hobby horses in there?
Yeah,
do you know what I want? I want cross-country skiing and that weird competitive dog grooming where they make them look like something.
Perfect. Again, IOC, give us a call. Trey, has she changed your mind? Are you sticking with curling?
I'm still recovering from like the raisin in the potato salad, but as happy as I am for Kara's bi-awakening, I'm going to stick with curling on this one.
Joelle, I know you're like legitimately not even joking, an actual curling fan.
I love
curling.
I assume
you're sticking curling. Yes.
It is my number one sport to watch every year. And by the way, it's been around much longer than 2018, just FYI.
I believe that for sure. Also the pants. Like we don't even discuss the curling pants,
I think is it the Swedish or the Norwegian team? It's one of the Nordic teams. They have the coolest pants. I love them so much.
They all have fun outfits.
Yeah, it's giving fashion. Yeah.
I'm not anti. Here's the thing: I'm not anti any of the sports. I love the Winter Olympics dearly, so I'm not mad about curling moving forward. But I appreciate having the floor to talk about my biathlon experience.
I'm
love it.
so delighted that you did. Thank you so much. But we will be moving curling into round 2. Next, the majority of the panel is leaning toward 2-seed speed skating, but Joelle is expressing herself by pushing 3-seed freestyle skiing. Joelle, tell us why tricks aren't just for kids. They're also for the athletes involved in freestyle skiing.
So I prefer the other speed skating. So that's reason 1 why I went with freestyle skiing. Also, freestyle skiing is fun to watch. Similar to the snowboarding and all the big airs and leaps and jumps they make on different things, they've also added in the slope style. So now there's basically 1-for-1 in a lot of the different events within freestyle. I still remember the moguls. That was my first realization that knees can hurt. Just watching, I was just watching it and my knees started to ache, and I was maybe 12. That scared me. Arthritis scared me at a young age because of the moguls.
You were wise. You were wise to be scared. Yeah.
But then like the aerials were so cool. Like I couldn't imagine like going down a really fast, like narrow hill thing and then just getting like, I don't know how high they get, 20, 30 feet in the air with the things. And then they cross or they do a V or they do the things. That was all hand motions for those watching at home. I just find it so cool. And that predates the introduction of snowboarding. Because I remember I was a kid watching these things. I don't know. It's fun to watch. I think it's a little bit more interesting than circling a track. And also short track speed skating, we'll talk about it later, is way better.
Yeah, so to Joelle's point, we have speed skating, which is when it's like many, many, many times around. And then we have short track, which is like the sprinting. So those are considered 2 different sports in both by the Olympics and for our bracket. And I guess they are different talents, really. Has she swayed you, Kara? Are you open to switching over to freestyle skiing?
As a silver medalist in the Super Nintendo Lillehammer 94 game in moguls, I do appreciate the artistry that goes into it. But I think for me, the speed skating, even the long form version going round and round, I mean, that's Olympics. Summer, winter, it's people in tight or no clothing or little clothing. At one point, no clothing, going around in circles, seeing who's the fastest.
When were they naked? I don't think the ancient,
not speed, like the ancient Greeks.
The ancient Greeks.
Yeah,
they weren't on skates.
Not on speed skating.
No,
that would be very dangerous for multiple reasons.
Olympics in general.
Freezer burn.
You know Understood.
Errant splits.
I want extreme Olympics, XXX Olympics, extreme and very naked.
Naked and afraid. Olympics.
Naked and afraid.
Olympic edition. That's how you're going to get the rating
Have
up
some
right
literal
there.
skin in the game. Boots only.
Just the boots.
Just the boots. But yeah, I again, like it's one of those classic winter sports that it's going to keep my vote where it is.
All right, Trey, are you sticking with freestyle skiing or what are you doing?
I love speed skating in both of its forms. Also, from what I understand, it's not the meters that you are racing for both short track and regular speed skating. It's the size of the oval that you're skating around, which we'll talk about in a bit. But I'm going to stick with speed skating. Speed skating and short track are 2 of my favorite sports at the Winter Olympics. I got to keep them.
You get a lot of good stories out of them, too.
Oh, sure.
Yes.
Absolutely. So, Joelle, you actually did sway me. I think of the 2, you would have swayed me. Unfortunately, it does not matter.
Doesn't matter.
Because speed skating is the 2 seed here, so it will continue. But when you were describing it to me, I'm like, yeah, actually, like short track is the more intense of the speed skatings.
So much more exciting to watch. We'll get there.
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
Speed skating for the iPad kids out there.
You aren't wrong, yeah. But we will be moving original recipe speed skating into the round 2. Next, the bulk of the panel wants to shoot down a slippery, narrow passage. I probably should have worded that differently, as it is picking 1-sleed luge. But Trey prefers versatility and is repping for 4-seed Nordic combined. Trey, go ahead and jump.
I'm going to make this short. So Nordic combined is one of several combo events. It's cross-country skiing and ski jumping. I don't know why Kara didn't vote for this one.
No guns.
Yeah,
no
0
guns.
firearms.
And it's been included in every Winter Olympic Games, and Norway is far and away the best sport, and the U.S. has just won 4 medals at it. However, the IOC hasn't allowed women's Nordic combined ever.
Really?
And the International Ski and Snowboarding Federation, the FIS, hasn't sanctioned any women's events. And for that reason, the sexism, I'm switching my vote to luge.
It was approved. I read it. It was approved like 30 years ago, but no one ever did anything about it.
No one's ever done anything about it. So like Why can't women do this as well? Because
Wasn't there some other sport where it was combined for 1 year and then the women won? They're like, oh no, separate now.
probably.
Oh, they
Who
did like a
knows?
mixed version only.
Yeah, they did a mix. I think it was
We're
maybe Summer
fragile,
Olympics,
and
and I think it was also firearms. Like I think it was shooting or something, and they had it together. Archery.
There's one of the athlons I think that is not for
Yeah.
women. It was only for men for many years. I think I can't remember which one.
Fascinating.
I think it was a woman from India won it, and then they're like, "Oh no, we're done now. That's it."
Yeah. To Trey's point,
Boo.
fragile male ego. Yeah, it was ego bruising, the sport. Okay, so he's switching over to luge because of the misogyny of it all.
Absolutely.
Joelle, are you sticking with luge?
I am, and for all the same reasons.
Okay. Kara, you sticking with luge?
Luge all the way.
All right, we're going to move luge into round 2. Finally, in round 1, Trey is again on the outs as he prefers 3-seed short track speed skating, while the rest of the panel is pushing for 2-seed bobsled. Trey, keep it quick as you defend short track speed skating.
Again, I don't understand how Joelle, who just said that she enjoys short track so much more than
I
regular
forgot.
speed skating.
When I was filling this out, I forgot.
This is my time. Thank you.
Reclaiming my time.
So in 1988, it was a demonstration short track speed skating, and it became an official Winter Olympic sport in 1992, and it still is. And there's just something so mesmerizing about watching a group of people go real fast in an oval. I can't explain why I love it so much. I'm from a racing town. Maybe that's why. So yeah, the short track is a sprint around a 111-meter oval for 500, 1,000, 1,500, or 3,000 meters, or relay for 3,000 meters for the women. Here's some more sexism. Or 5,000 meters for the men. And the finishes can be exhilarating, and the wipeouts are so exciting to just watch. All of those people just go in a circle and then like knock each other out on accident. And I often get to say, you Dutch son of a bitch, please stop beating us in everything. The U.S. has won 20 medals in total. 4 of them are gold, 7 silver, 9 bronze. And I'm just going to leave you with 3 very attractive words that belong to the most decorated American in the sport. Apollo Anton Ono.
All right, wonderful argument here. I'm going to go to Kara. Has he swayed you, or are you sticking with bobsled?
He absolutely has not swayed me. I'm really struggling to remember the quintessential feel-good Disney movie based on the sport of short track speed skating. I'm really but all you people know you can't believe. Jamaica, we got a bobsled team.
This is an American podcast. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
the Olympics are the only time that I'm super
America's
xenophobic.
going down the toilet fast.
It is.
And I'm pro Jamaica, pro Canada, pro John Candy, pro everything about bobsledding. I want all the serotonin. I want all the good memories right now. So we're going back to Lillehammer 94, going back to when I got my tonsils out and my parents bought me the VHS of Cool Runnings to watch. And I kind of imprinted on there. But the other thing, bobsled is like, it's the fastest group project you'll ever see. And it's really just those first few seconds. And then it's like gravity takes over and terror sets in.
Yeah.
And it's everything you love about all the other slippery, slidey, luge, and skeleton. But it's 4 men or women packed in like sardines, or 4 to 2. Packed in like sardines, praying they make it to the end of the slide. And I think that's just very exciting.
Counterpoint.
Yeah,
Did you
okay.
just see the video of the 4 Americans fall out of their bobs? Like they could not get into the bobsleigh today. Like it was today and or yesterday. And like number 2 kicked number 4 in the head. It was beautiful and stupid. Speed skating is so much better. There might be blood.
But here's the thing. Group projects usually don't go well. And I think for all these Olympic sports, there's something amazing and beautiful in the failure as well.
Yes.
And so, yeah, that scramble
like a
to get
wipeout
in.
in speed skating.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
That scramble to get in, and even I think when it's done well, is goofy as heck to watch. Because they're like sliding the handles in and like trying to tuck down really quick. Like,
whereas short track speed skating is just so graceful when you do it correctly. I don't like nothing is goofy about it. Kara, your wrong opinion. I guess you're entitled to it.
Senka, you dead man? No man. No, it's at the end. It's no man, and they get up and they carry it across the finish line.
Yeah, but
That's
he's
right.
dead for so often. He breaks that egg so many times.
gotta kiss the lucky egg, man.
Joelle, are you going with bobsled or are you going with short track speed skating?
I have a very core memory of that 2002 short track speed skating when everyone fell and the guy in the back won.
Yes.
I remember sitting in my dorm room very specifically watching that happen on the tiniest TV in the universe. There was no replay. I just watched it and went, "What? What did I just see?"
happened? Yep.
That was amazing. And I remember many things about all those, like anytime like you go into it and there's a favorite and they just get hit in the face or slip on someone's toe. And it's just really exciting. Whereas bobsled, it's only sometimes really exciting. Sometimes people are, if they're just really good at it, it's so smooth, you barely even notice it happened. Everyone ducks properly in the bobsled and the aerodynamics take course. Like, it's cool. I love to watch it. I love the Jamaica bobsled team. I love that they come back every year that they're able to. I think I'm short track. I'm going over to short track.
I'm sticking with bobsled here, and it's the 2 seed, so it will continue. I won't go into all of my reasons, although actually I'm just going to say it. It is 4 usually gigantic men all piling into a small vessel and it's just a wall of flesh just hurtling down a
And you're
mountain.
like, I don't want to be an Olympic. I just want to be a spectator on the stage. Let me sit in the middle and you guys jump in.
I think Eric wants to be the sleigh.
Wants to be the bobsled.
Yes, I'm changing my name officially to bobsled. But we will be moving bobsled into round 2. And that's the end of round 1. We're going to take a quick break to dope up with the Russian contingent. We'll be right back.
Another email newsletter? God, I know. But listen, the Great Pop Culture Debate newsletter, it's actually useful. Give us 3 minutes of your lunch break and we'll tell you all the coolest new stuff in pop culture that week. The biggest new movies in theaters, the hottest new albums about to drop, the TV shows everyone will be talking about. We bring it to you every ball. It's all thriller and no filler, and you'll also find out all the fun news from the podcast. Subscribe today at greatpopculturedebate.com/subscribe.
And we are back for round 2 of our Best Winter Olympics event debate. Before we get into the Elite 8, I want my panelists to share any specific Winter Olympic memories they may have, as well as, if they want, their social media and what else they're working on. I would like to start with Joelle. What are you doing, and what's your kind of go-to memory for the Winter Olympics?
As far as Olympics memories, I feel like I've shared this story before, but I'm going to do it again. In 1994, about a couple weeks after the Olympics were over, it was Purim, a holiday in which you dress up in a costume and go to synagogue and then make lots of sound. And I had received the best sweatshirt in the universe a few weeks earlier. It was the Lillehammer 94 sweatshirt with had all the things on it. It was amazing. And I decided I was going to go to Purim dressed as the Lillehammer Winter Olympics. That was my costume. I took little index cards and I pinned them to my sweatshirt and I put the names of my favorite Olympians. I very specifically remember Johnny Mosley was on one of those cards. And I just covered myself with Olympians that I was a big fan of, and that was my costume. And I swear to God, there's got to be a picture somewhere, but I don't know when and how I'll find it.
I would love to cover myself with Olympians. I'm going to be really honest with you. Thank you. That is adorable. Kara, what are your favorite Olympic memories? And do you have any socials or anything you want to plug?
You can usually find me on socials. My generic handle is at CMYKara. I also have a little free library, which is at Neighborhood Trolley LFL on Instagram, which is pretty cool. My memory is more Winter Olympics adjacent, which I think with just the general wizened age of the pod right now is the Lillehammer 94 Olympics.
Yep.
At the year after that, they did Campbell's Stars on Ice, which toured around the country. So I got to go to that with my little brother, who did not care. But we were up at the Knickerbocker Arena in Albany in these like nosebleed seats. It was the first time sitting someplace where I felt I was going to fall down, like that kind of steepness. But I brought flowers because I was going to give them to Nancy Kerrigan because she was part of it. But it was also like Brian Boitano and Elvis Stoico and Joelle Boedecker, who I want to mention because I saw like the skating this past weekend where people are doing backflips. She was the first person to do the backflips, and they penalized her for it because basically nobody else could do it.
Yep.
And she was she competed for Team France, but she was a black woman, and so because no white kids could do it, and they were saying, well, if you're going to do it, they have to all skate tricks have to land on one foot, and so she landed on one foot, and they're like, nope, and she would still do it and take the point loss to do it. So. But I got to see her skate live, and that was incredible.
That is amazing.
And she did so many backflips.
Surya Bonali is a badass, and I am so glad that we are talking about her because that was 100% racist, and you knew it back
100%.
then. And I'm glad we can call it out now because that was bull fucking shit.
And I don't know if anyone watched the Golden Globes, but when the Heated Rivalries guys came on, and they said, like, and the moms in that stadium, when Elvis Stoico came out and like opened his shirt.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Like to little me, that was like, oh, this is what it's like when the Beatles were on TV. Like, there's so much screaming.
Yep. Elvis Stoico was the Beatles to a very sad segment of the population.
And they
the
were
years
all
of our
in the Knickerbocker Arena in Albany, New York.
In high-waisted jeans that were acid-wash denim. Absolutely.
There were Beanie Babies in their pocketbooks as well.
100%. That is the aesthetic. Thank you very much. Trey Radu-Blackburn, do you want to plug any projects? And what is your favorite Winter Olympics memory?
No real projects. You can find me across all social media at TKRB3 or Bare Left Embroidery. As far as like Winter Olympics memories, the first one I remember really watching was 98 Nagano. And even then, I didn't think Tara Lipinski should have won the gold. I really thought it should have been Michelle Kwan that year.
Oh, that was quite the race between those two.
Yes. But I also just want to shout out my gym teacher, Randy Wilson, who should have been an Olympian. The Summer Olympics of 1980. And if we remember anything about that, that was the year that we boycotted the Olympics.
Yes.
I have some really great stories from him that I was sworn to secrecy about. But let's just say that man could have been a national hero, but instead he's just a local town hero. Randy Wilson, the only gym teacher that I have ever truly loved.
Oh, that's sweet. The Winter Olympics have, I think, some great opening ceremonies, especially from the 90s. And this is, as I think Kara alluded to, that's kind of like the age bracket we're coming for. I remember, I believe it was Albertville in France. They had, when they were walking with the Parade of Nations, the women who would like introduce them were in these giant bubble costumes with feathers in the bubbles. And when they walked, it looked like snow globes. And my mother sat there at the couch being like, what the fuck is this bullshit? And she was
French, mother.
She hated it so much that I loved it. And then in Lillehammer, which I think really is like the pinnacle of the Winter Olympic Games, was that the one where they had the little gnomes everywhere? Like they had little people running around dressed like gnomes?
I mean, it was
maybe they had like
it
the
wouldn't
stick
surprise
figure
me.
characters as like the icons. That's another great part of Olympic like lore is when they develop I'm also a graphic designer. When they develop the look for the icons that represent each event.
Yeah, the icons for the events. And actually, Joelle, I'm going to plug you did a really great Olympics mascot top 10 on our
That was the most
website.
fun I've ever had researching a topic. I learned about all of the different mascots over the years.
Check those out. I'll link to it on this episode. So the best place to follow us is on Blue Sky at gpcd.bsky.social or at Great Pop Culture Debate on Instagram or TikTok. You should also make sure to subscribe to our page on YouTube where we're posting original video content. But what you really need to do is to sign up for our weekly newsletter, new every Tuesday at noon. It tells you about everything that's coming out in pop culture that week. Sign up by finding the link on this episode at greatpopculturedebate.com or via the link tree on any of our social media accounts. Now, let's get into round two so we can talk about what is really important, the unparalleled brooch game of former Olympic figure skater and current color commentator Johnny Weir, a.k.a. the Crystal Enchantress of the Ice.
America's sweetheart.
First up, it's another unanimous win for one-seed figure skating, which is spinning, twirling, and jumping over two-seed alpine skiing. Next, the panel is evenly split between one-seed ski jumping and two-seed ice hockey. Kara, tell us why you think ice hockey slaps. I will spread my legs as I try to catch air for ski jumping. Kara, why don't you go first?
Do I really need to defend the boy aquarium in this, the year of our Lord, 2026? I mean, there again. If we could go by the movie Matrix, not the actual movie Matrix, but as far as like Olympic sports that have movies, you have so many hockey, but it's like Miracle on Ice because of the actual Miracle on Ice. When you go back to like drama-filled absolute, like back when we were a real country. No, because it was like the 80s or early 90s, whatever. I'm spacing on the exact time. But I think hockey, especially now, is having its moment. I think it's one of those team sports in the same way as like soccer, where the whole country gets behind them. Any of the names we've dropped in other sports so far are only because we know them from the Olympics. And hockey is someplace where, for some of the players there, people follow them because they play in professional leagues elsewhere. So I think you get that kind of level of competition, and like, who some of those people are before the season starts. There's straight up fighting in there, which is fun to watch.
Yep.
It gets chippy. The emotions get heated. And then maybe sometimes they kiss. And if they don't kiss, you can think about when they both go back to their dressing rooms between the periods, that maybe they're kissing or doing other stuff to work out that aggression. People have made good livings on this possible reality. It's got to happen. It's it's a game, a numbers game at a certain point. Hockey has always been, it's a national identity for certain countries. Our friendly neighbors to the north. It's a fun high stakes game with big beefy men on skates just barreling into each other and kissing.
Yeah, you're turning me there. Big beefy men on skates, barreling into each other and kissing each other.
I'm going for the Eric vote on this.
I know, I appreciate it. And I also do like it when they punch each other.
Hockey hair. You get
hockey hair.
That nice little swoosh out the back.
Sweet mullet. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
But you want to talk about drama, Mama. Let's talk about ski jumping. This is a sport
I would love to hear it.
People are literally getting themselves onto basically a big ramp and just hurtling themselves into the air.
They are lonely people launching themselves into a lonely sky. There's no kissing.
But excuse me,
they
while
are
I kiss
fighting
the
gravity,
sky,
and
right?
that is it. They are fighting gravity, and so we all are.
So let's just talk about it. Ski jumping has been around since the original Winter Olympics in 1924. So has hockey. Women got to join the competition in the 1990s, which is still crazy to me that it took until the 90s, right? It comes from Norway. It features competitors on the skis going down a ramp called a hill, blah, blah, blah. They launch to the air, and then they're judged out of a possible 20 points determined by style, distance, and other factors. Like, it is kind of remarkable. Where else? You mentioned that you can watch hockey many other places, right? Where else do you get to watch people launch themselves into the sky with 2 pieces of wood strapped to their feet and be like, you go, girl? Like, that is a unique Olympic moment. You know what I mean?
Find yourself in your nearest bridge, Eric. You'll find
I was
people
going to say,
throwing themselves
we didn't all grow up in the metropolis you did, Eric. For some of us in the boondocks, that was just a Saturday. But yes, you can watch hockey a lot of places, but in professional hockey, they're playing for money. In Olympic hockey, they're playing for the love of the game and nothing else. And I will tell myself that until I die.
Until you die. Thank you very much.
There's also money, too.
No, there's just kissing. Joelle, I'll let you borrow my HBO subscription so you can watch.
No.
Well, I'm sorry. It's
Trust
not
me.
just kissing.
I've watched
It's not just kissing.
With that being said, I feel like I'm being outvoted here. Trey, is it going to be hockey or ski jump for you?
Sports make me nervous for very different reasons. I gotta stick with hockey. It's the only sport on this list, or really almost any, that I've seen live and yelled obscene things at the Boy Aquarium.
I love the Boy Aquarium.
Miss Joelle, is it going to be hockey or ski jumping for you?
This has been a journey, you guys.
Yeah.
I think it's hockey. I didn't go in thinking that, but ski jumping, everything you've said, Eric, it sounds beautiful and incredible, but hockey is the drama. Ski jumping is impressive. That's it.
Okay.
I also need to point out, so I don't bio-erase myself, I enjoy the girl aquarium, too.
Well, yeah, I wanted to add that. There are women's ice hockey teams. It took a long time for that to join the Olympics, too. It was 1998
and
as well. Like, that's absolutely ridiculous. And the women's U.S. team also does well. Like, the women's Canadian team does really well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that it exists. I might not watch it because I don't, but I like it.
Give me a second. I'm going to go to AO3 and see how many stories are tagged with ski jumping.
Okay, you check that up. We will be moving hockey into the Final Four. Next, it's another contentious debate between 2 sports that couldn't be more different: 2-seed speed skating and 1-seed curling. Trey, sprint as you try to get speed skating across the finish line. Joelle, try to get some blood out of this stone as you move curling to its target. Joelle, please go first.
my heart will be broken. I'm just going to start with that. If curling doesn't go forward, that's all I'm going to say. That's not all I'm going to say. I want to talk about how exciting curling is because when it first joined the Olympics in 1998, I heard about it and went, "What the hell's this shit?
Yep.
They're just sliding. What I don't." So it was a few years later when I finally decided to just sit down and watch it, and they very kindly explain it to you if you watch with the TV,
Yep.
and getting the inside information on how they choose to slightly shift the stone a quarter inch to the right, and how they sweep only over here to make sure that the water only goes there so it can't go to the left. It's fascinating, which is so weird because even when I'm saying it, you're just like, okay, cool, they're sweeping and water's moving, cool. But watching the stone land perfectly where they want it to is the most exciting, thrilling thing. My heart stops while watching it. It helps that there was some really exciting activity from the U.S. men's team in 2016, I want to say. And then, no, I'm off by years. Anyway, the U.S. men's team, what was it?
2018 is when the men won the gold, yeah.
That's right. And then they sort of whiffed it in 22. But who knows what'll happen in 26. But that is when joy for the game, I think, hit a lot more people. And it opened up this world of curling clubs all over America that I don't know that many existed before it joined the Olympics. So just as its existence, it's becoming part of people's lives, and it's changed lives, I think, because people are now I'm not really into sports. That's when I can handle. You have to stand around. You have to be on your feet. You got to sweep. That's back work and leg work. You have to get on the hack, which is that little thing you put your foot on, and you can't have bad ankles if you're going to do that nonsense. And I don't know. It's not easy, even if it looks kind of easy. And if you're fit, you can play it till you're in your 60s or 80s. I don't even know. So I don't know. It's a great game. It's a game for everyone.
I don't think it looks easy at all. And also shout out to Patreon sponsor of our podcast, Kathy Kingsley, who did a great piece on the Rochester Curling Club, which existed pre-2018. Nice. Fascinating. It really does have a whole community. In case you didn't know this, in many cities across the country, curling is a genuine thing. It's almost like bowling for people who are more interesting. But there you go. Trey, talk to us about speed skating.
I feel like I just discussed speed skating, but it was short track. So this speed skating, as I touched on it a little bit, is short track's older, kind of more boring sibling, right? So short tracks is in heats like in track and field. So it's whereas short track, it's all of you just going around seeing who gets there the fastest. Short track, you're just going against the time. And yes, it is you and one other person that is skating, but you're just seeing, can I beat the last person? Can I beat the last person? It does have the drama, but I'm still just as mesmerized by just them going in that oval, making left turns. The U.S. has won 71 medals in total from speed skating, and speed skating has been there since 1924. Mm-hmm. That said, as much as I love speed skating, short track is where my heart is. And I think Joelle swayed me over to curling. I am so sorry that my printer is shouting at everybody right now.
The printer is also voting for curling.
Yes.
Just to be clear.
I swayed too.
Brother, can you spare a vote? All right. Kara,
it's an
where
HP,
are you?
But fine.
Okay, sorry. Kara, is it going to be curling or is it going to be speed skating?
I'm really torn on these two, and I appreciate both. And one thing I really enjoy about curling is that I enjoy watching it because I've enjoyed learning about it, and I think how much the other people playing it get into it and that seriousness and that how every little slight maneuver factors into it. I'm fascinated by that. I still think this speed skating is more quintessential winter sport. It's got that longevity. And there's also something you said for a sport that you could start and watch and go, I'm going to check out what's happening in curling, and I'll come back in a few minutes, and it's still going. So there's something kind of nice about it. I can take a break, check my phone, come back, and it's still, things can happen. But I don't know. I can't pick curling over speed skating for this one.
So that's one vote for speed skating for you.
Yes.
Believe it or not, curling is the higher seed here. Curling is a 1 seed and speed skating is a 2 seed. So even if I voted for speed skating, which I agree with Kara, is more quintessential to the Olympics than curling would still advance because it's the 1 seed.
I'm not mad at it.
I'm not mad at either. I think it's wild, but I think it's more interesting.
I think
Trey, you were
people
going to say
are
something?
weirdly excited by curling and no one can explain it.
I agree.
Well, I mean, if anything, I would just add that like speed skating is one like, oh, I could never ever do that. Whereas
Yes.
curling is like, sure, pour me a beer, give me a broom. I probably can make myself look a fool and maybe get a stone down
You
the
can
way.
have fun.
Yes, yeah.
Agreed. So we will be moving curling against all odds into the Final Four. Finally, in round
Take a
2, I
victory lap.
believe we are unanimously moving forward 2-seed bobsled, which means 1-seed luge has wiped out of the competition. I know Trey was going to vote just out of spite for luge.
Out of spite, I am so that way it's not a clean sweep. I am out of spite voting for luge over bobsled.
Clean sweep. That was curling. We just did that one previously round, but thank you very much.
Good.
All right. So bobsled will move into the Final Four. And with that, we have our Final Four. We're going to take a quick break to have a cool running with the Jamaican bobsled team. Bobsled, we'll be right back.
Is Captain Picard objectively the best Star Trek captain? Did The Sopranos really need that ending? These are the questions that keep us up at night. Welcome to the Great Pop Culture Debate, where passion meets pedantry. We dissect, we digress, and occasionally we devolve into glorious geeky chaos. But we can't do it without you. Support the Great Pop Culture Debate on Patreon and unlock a treasure trove of bonus content, early access to episodes, exclusive bonus debates, and the chance to finally weigh in on that great Die Hard Christmas movie debate. Is it? Is it? Join the conversation. Support the Great Pop Culture Debate on Patreon, because some debates, well, they just need to happen.
And we are back with the Final Four of our Best Winter Olympics Sporting Event debate. At this point in the show, I like to take a step back and see if it shook out the way I expected it to. I also like to add that no matter which option wins, we're celebrating all of these entries, and I hope nobody gets salty about what comes next. We have figure skating, a 1-seed, versus ice hockey, a 2-seed, curling, a 1-seed, versus bobsled, a 2-seed. Is it the way I thought it was going to strike out? I do think curling being here is a lovely surprise. No speed skating is kind of shocking. Also, no downhill skiing is kind of shocking. Okay, so figure skating versus ice hockey. I would like to start at the top of the pack with Joelle. Which one is it going to be?
I feel like it's unquestionably figure skating. Like, I like that ice hockey exists. I'm glad that there is a proper team sport in the Winter Olympics, because there's really not. There's a 4-person team in various other things, but it's a proper team sport. And figure skating is still more interesting to watch for me. There's a little bit for everyone in figure skating. If you kind of like the twizzles and the dancing, if you kind of like watching just height upon height for the what do they call it? The singles. Yeah, the single skaters. And if you want to make sure that they like don't drop each other, and you want to just yell toe pick a lot because you watched The Cutting Edge 1,000 times in your childhood, you got the doubles. So I'm all for figure skating for 1,000 reasons.
Excellent. Kara, is it going to be figure skating or ice hockey?
I don't like having to choose, but if you're making me do this, it's going to be figure skating. Because ice hockey, yeah, you're writing your fan fiction about maybe they're kissing, but in figure skating, there's literally a kiss and cry. They are kissing and crying, and it's the most drama. Everything goes back to Little Hammer 94. It's where this is the door I entered in.
Yep.
This is the drama door I entered in, and I will stay with it and be faithful to it. And there's so many, like Joelle alluded to, the different varieties of figure skating with pairs and, men's and women's, and ice dancing, which I guess would maybe fall under this, or no?
It is, yeah.
It does. It's like
Okay.
the lamer
Twizzles.
cousin. It's like nobody cares about ice dancing. It's just
And you
there.
guys
I just want to say twizzles, because the moment I heard the word twizzles, I was like, this is a not serious thing.
Yes.
And there's me on my phone, like when it's pairs, I'm like, are these two married? No, they're just friends. That's weird. Okay.
Are you sure?
Like, that's well, sometimes, but for some of them, like they are married to other people, and this is their job. And like, that's fascinating to me as well.
Yep.
So it's great athleticism with style and pageantry and costumes. And now that they can have songs with lyrics in them, it's a good romp.
Absolutely. I want the Pink Pony Club's ice skating this time.
Please.
Give the people what they want.
What they need.
Chapel Roan, you cowards.
Give me Gangnam Style. Anything. Trey, is it going to be figure skating or ice hockey?
This is a Final 2 matchup for me.
It is. I agree.
It's surprising that we're here at the Final 4. I'm so glad they're both here. This is actually a harder one for me. Like ice hockey, I do love watching it, and I do love watching the danger and the drama from all of it. And I understand the scoring. Puck goes in goal. You get point.
Mm.
You ask me or most anyone how scoring works in figure skating, and truly the answer is mostly racism and
Bribery.
I mean, historically,
and classism. Truly,
Yep.
like if you want to talk about Nancy Kerrigan and Tanya Harding, a little bit of that was classism because
Totally.
yep.
yeah,
Totally.
but like figure skating also has the drama. It's beautiful. I cried during it as like a true homosexual should at least once every 4 years during figure skating. And as I think about it, like going back and like what would I watch in the intervening 4 years? Like, do I go back and I watch ice hockey clips? Maybe. But I don't search them out. That said, I would go back and I would try to find figure skating clips. So for that, even though the scoring is nonsensical, I got to go with figure skating.
So if you've been listening to this podcast, figure skating has what we internally refer to as Ursuling, like just getting to the end because it was just the obvious choice the whole time. And yeah, it is because as we've kind of alluded to, figure skating is, yes, a sport that requires incredible athleticism, incredible training, artistry, and it is also a primetime soap opera. I would say that the series has fallen off in later years. It had its peak in the 80s and 90s. We've mentioned the Tanya Harding, Nancy Kerrigan thing, which was like it captivated the world. Like everyone was fixated on this.
It's on the movie Matrix.
Exactly. And like the crazy thing is like neither one of them won. It goes to Oksana Bayul, who nobody saw coming.
But it's also like hers is a crazy story too when you get into it.
Also completely insane. But like there was a period where like there were actual legitimate superstars that came out of ice skating that weren't just those two. You had Christy Yamaguchi, you had Sarah Hughes, you had Michelle Kwan. Like there was a solid like 20 plus years where like American ice skating, they were like the sweethearts of America. And
don't leave out our boys.
The
our
boys
good
also.
Boys.
We had Johnny Weir, although
Adam Rippon.
Yeah, Adam Rippon, incredible. Like we had some great men in the sport as well.
Brian Boitano, right?
He's Canadian, right?
Was he Canadian?
Yeah, he's Canadian.
As was Stoico, right?
Yes,
Elvis Stoico's Canadian. Yep.
A lot of my favorite men were the Canadians.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. North America.
They're born with skates on.
Exactly. Yeah. In all seriousness, like figure skating gives you everything you want. Figure skating is the gymnastics of the Winter Olympics. And
it totally is.
It gives. Even in the years where we don't have a really exciting group of people, it is still giving every time. I will watch the short. I will watch the long. I will watch the fucking exhibition. I don't care. Ice skating all day. Give it to me. Put it right into my veins.
And I don't even need the full build-up. They'll be like, Nathan Chen is going for his quadruple blow.
And I'm like, I'm in.
Is he the first one to do it? I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, but I hope he is. And
let's do it.
I'm locked in.
Can I ask you guys a serious question?
Yes.
Can you identify a single type of move while watching it on TV?
I know that I should be able to tell you what's the difference between a Lutz and a sow cow.
A kowtow or whatever it's
Yes, sow cow. I don't, but I know that I'll be told what they are by Johnny Weir, who also...
And there'll be a lot of numbers, and I'll think they're good, and
I do trust in Tara
and
Johnny.
Again, I have no idea how
I can't count. Like they're in air and they're like, it's a triple. And I was like, you sure? I think I saw 6.
Who's
please,
the new guy?
Just give me your fingers. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Please,
one of the guys
show me.
going into this team just did something like one of those, like he did a septuple whatever, and it doesn't seem like it, but then like just me on TikTok, someone slowed it down and then you see it. I think from it works faster than your eye.
I think that's
calculate
exactly what it is for sure.
Yep.
But we will be moving figure skating into the final 2. Curling versus bobsled. I'm going to start with Trey. Where are you on this one? I think I have a suspicion.
Well, out of spite, but also just for the pure love of it, I'm going to go with curling.
Joelle, is it going to be curling or bobsled?
Oh, shut up. You know the answer. It's curling.
Kara, curling or bobsled?
It's another tough choice. But you know what? I'm sticking with bobsled. I know I'm in the minority and I'm fine with curling going forward, but I love a good bobsled.
Again,
I love a good Robert Sled.
Mr. Robert Sled. Even if I were to vote for bobsled, it wouldn't matter. Curling is the 1 seed, bobsled's the 2. I think of the two, actually, curling might be more interesting to watch, if we're being honest. Like, there is something about it. It's almost like golf, where there's just something very, like, chill, no pun intended, and you're just focused on the game, and it's about, like, inches. Again, my God, all of the double entendres tonight. But, no, I love the men of bobsled more than I love the bobsled. But there are some big hanging men on the American bobsled team this year. I need to tell you that, and I would encourage you all to go and lust respectfully at them once you finish listening to this episode. So
I
curling
think mood also plays into it. If I've had a really stressful day, I don't know if I can handle the added tension of bobsled. Like, are these people going to be okay? Whereas, you
could sip a
curling,
beer.
curling's very lo-fi beats.
Yeah.
Like,
I go to sleep
we're all
watching
having a good
curling
time.
during the Olympics. Like, it's just lulls me to sleep sometimes, and then I wake up and I get really excited all over again. It's great.
It's the vibes sport, really,
It's vibes.
of the Olympics, yeah. Which gives us a final two of figure skating versus curling. I would like to start in the middle of the pack with Kara. Where are you going?
Figure skating, 100%, no questions, done. End the podcast now.
Okay. Trey, is it going to be figure skating or curling for you?
I actually get a vote after all of that, Kara.
You do.
Thank you, my empress. Goodness, like these are both really lovely sports, and I look over at Joelle, just like giving herself like a
Trey,
little,
vote for curling.
chin
I'd like to
rub.
hear you vote for curling right now.
I'm not doing anything with my face. You make a decision for yourself.
Yeah.
Sure. I am gonna. It really is a coin toss for me. I love both of these. I'll go with figure skating.
Joelle, is it going to be figure skating or bobsled?
I mean, figure skating.
Curling?
No, it's
Oh,
not
curling.
bobsled. It's curling, but I'm going with figure skating because,
Eric, give me my $20 back. She didn't fall for it.
when I finish watching an evening of figure skating, what do I do next? I immediately switch over to curling. I love them both very much, but I've loved figure skating longer, so it wins.
Mm-hmm.
We love all our Winter Olympic children.
We do.
Except cross country.
I don't care for cross country. Yeah, it's figure skating. It was always going to be figure skating. I'm
Always.
sorry. It's just it is why I watch the Winter Olympics. I like many of the other events. I enjoy many of the other events. But when I'm going to figure out my programming for this year's Winter Olympics, when is figure skating on? When is women's, which is number 1? When is pairs, which is number 2? When is men's, which is number 3? Ice dancing exists. But like that is what I'm
If
focused
I'm free
on.
that night.
It's fine. I mean, are Torval and Dean doing Bolero? Then I might have to stop. But otherwise, I'm good. But there you have it, folks. Our pick for the best Winter Olympic sporting event is figure skating. Do you agree? Do you think this whole debate went downhill? Tell us how you really feel by leaving a comment on this episode at greatpopculturedebate.com or find us on Blue Sky or Instagram. While you're there, make sure you subscribe and follow the podcast. You can hear about what new debates are coming soon, vote in open polls, and even decide which topics we tackle next. I want to say thank you to my panel. You each earned a spot on the podium tonight. And thank you for listening. If you loved what you heard, please consider supporting us on Patreon, where you can get even more exclusive content and you get episodes a whole day early. We hope you have a good one. And remember, everyone is entitled to their wrong opinions.